Hey, my name is Attorney Walter Rifnauth III. I'm with Disability Resolution PA. I am a Social Security disability attorney, and basically I wanted to go through a question that I've been getting asked quite a bit. A lot of people, whether you're on the Biden side or the Trump side, are worried about, hey, are Social Security disability benefits going to be there in the future? And this basically falls into the main two categories, which are SSI and SSDI. The federal benefit programs, basically Title II SSDI, and then Title 16 SSI. And what this comes down to is that, yes, at some point Social Security disability benefits will be phased out of America, but that's not for the reasons you're really worried about. Let's go through this real quick. The way I phrased this question was, when will disability benefits end in America? 15 years from now, 30 years from now, 50 years from now, 100 years from now. And I wanted to go through some of the basics here. Number one, the potential of running out of funds equating to a reduction of benefits paid out per person could potentially happen. That's what we're facing right now. The program has never lost money, and it did for the first time this year. So the amount paying it in was less than the amount that they have to pay out. So if they don't go ahead and create new legislation to boost this program, help this program, etc., then unfortunately this program is going to go ahead and go away. With that said, there are so many people that are going onto it now that they're going to have to keep taxing more and taxing more, find an alternative way to go ahead and fund it. Like, I don't know, investing the funds into, some sort of business or some sort of technology that we've had forever that everybody's going to keep using for the next 20 years, yada yada. And no, investing into new green technology, that's fun, but that is not how you should approach funding and basically using the funds from the Social Security Administration to go ahead and invest. That would be a terrible idea. All right. So what happens with this is that basically, if the United States cannot go ahead and pay out to the people the maximum amount that they're supposed to, then the United States would have to start looking at what percentage could they pay out. Would it be a third? Would it be half? Would it be a quarter? Etc. And that's basically what they were working on actually when they were looking at 2019, and then COVID hit, and now we're in an even worse situation. So the bottom line is, they're going to have to figure out how they're going to do this, and it looks like the Social Security 2100 Act is going to be the main way that they go forward. But they're still figuring out the new math as to how much of a hit the United States took with people not paying taxes or as much taxes. 2, new technology makes people healthier longer, which means that basically the United States government has to pay people longer on retirement. And also keep in mind, we are basically in an era where we're starting to realize how to cure people of certain things. So you have to also balance that against those who are trying to get disability under 66, 67 for SSDI or under 62 for SSI. And then, of course, there's those individuals who are in a state of poverty who can't go into retirement, who then go into SSI. All right, number 3, long-term technology for medical improvements will cure cancer, correct genetics, and regrow lost body parts. When I say correct genetics, a lot of you guys will go, oh no, he's trying to change us. You know what I mean. Like if there's an issue with your blood, like sickle cell, issues with your blood, they'll be able to change that. If there's an issue with, having a skin, potential of cancer or breast cancer or whatever, they'll change the genetics and go ahead and allow you to not get those medical issues and go forward and live a longer life. Next thing, and they'll be able to regrow lost body parts, which they're already starting to do. You'll have a problematic arm, and they will scab it and fix or grow a new one, and basically that'll be just normal. They'll talk about that. When you see things in like the movie Avatar, and they're like, I can't get my legs back because I can't afford them, yada yada yada, and we had to print them for approval, yada yada yada. The government likely will use some of that technology to go ahead and unfortunately manipulate people to do things that they wouldn't normally do to be able to get a normal working arm or working legs back. But unfortunately, that is kind of the coefficient of that situation. But we will have the technology to be able to do it. Whether you'll be able to afford it or get it through a program is a whole other thing. 4, tech breakthroughs come out of nowhere. I never thought I would see fusion, and fusion is now happening in a big way in France. They're about to have a fusion reactor that has the capacity to heat up materials hotter than the sun, significantly hotter than the sun, multiple times hotter than the sun. And now there's a mega fusion reactor that will essentially be able to give lots of potentially free energy to people of France, and then we'll be able to copy that and use that in America. So like free energy, nearly because, and here's the thing. If we have fusion, we don't need to do a lot of solar panels. We just don't. When we have fusion and fusion is working, we can have thermospatal fusion. When we have thermospatal fusion, something the size of a thermospatal could literally power the entire state of New York, the entire state of Florida, the entire state of California, the entire state of Texas. It has the capacity to do that. That's how much power comes out of that. If we have the capacity to do that, guess what? we won't need solar technology. We might use it, but we won't be using it for long. So technology breakthroughs come out of nowhere. Well, at least it seems like that. They might have been working on it for 15 years, but then boop, they have the breakthrough and they get this new, product or this new thing or this new combination of things, and now they can do stuff. So just keep in mind, if enough of those happen, then we're going to have a lot of categories of individuals who wouldn't go into disability benefits because we'll have figured out how to cure that thing or replace that thing or genetically alter that thing. So 15 years out, there will be more medical breakthroughs, but not to the point of going into a chamber and walking out healed, right? So 30 years from now, you'll walk into a chamber and some things will be healed. You'll walk out and you'll be like, okay, well, these things were healed. We couldn't fix these other things. 50 years into the future, all things will be able to be healed in that chamber, and disability benefits will likely cease because at that point, probably will have the capacity to go ahead and use technology to genetically alter you, modify anything that's wrong by you just going into some sort of chamber. And remember, that's with the assumption that we don't digitally break you down and then recreate you without the thing. That's assuming we do other technology than that. 80 years, you'll walk into a room and it will de-age you back 10 years, and it will just have the capacity to constantly keep you young. You'll be able to potentially live forever. 9, imagine being immortal. 200 years away, imagine being interplanetary. Imagine outliving a planet. Imagine 500 years from now you're still alive, and the amount of knowledge and resources and etc. that you'll be able to go ahead and have. And what we'll end with is a lot of people owning things and a lot of people not owning things. That's pretty much how that works. 11, we won't need disability benefits because what makes us will no longer be constantly aging through an erosion of our DNA. So just to give you kind of an understanding of the base fundamental of this, we are always evolving as human beings. Every time our cells reproduce, there's the potential that they will reproduce in a non-perfect manner, and then of course that is what we call cancer. That's any cell that was a little bit different from the prior cell that it reproduced from, copied from, is cancer. That's the bottom line with it. But what that means is that unfortunately, we won't be seeing the Social Security disability program going way into the future, because with the level of medical technology that we're having breakthroughs, we've now cracked the complete and entire DNA genome. We know all of it now. We've got it down. It's not just like, we're pretty close and we have a percentage that we're absolutely sure about and a percentage we're not sure about. No, we know exactly how to do it. If we wanted to rebuild a human, we could do it. So kind of the bottom line is, we're at this point where we're starting to now look into anti-aging beyond creams. We're starting to look at anti-aging beyond pills. We're starting to look at things as of, how do we go ahead and move an object from here to here, which is using quantum mechanics and quantum entanglement. And there will be a time where we can go ahead and break down an individual digitally and then recreate them somewhere else, which is, of course, the idea of killing somebody in one tube and then recreating them on another planet in another tube. And that will be normal. That is a form of murder, but it will be acceptable because you are destroying and creating at the same time, so long as the computer doesn't have a malfunction. So that is kind of the future of Social Security benefits. And the main thing that's going to limit this whole thing are politics and money. They're going to have things that are going to be extremely expensive. They're going to have things that politically, if you align with one party, or politically, if you, basically don't want to take a certain, product or medical whatever, then you won't be able to access those things. All those games will be played. And that's why I think it's so incredibly important for spaceconstitution.com. If you have a right that or freedom or a law that you want put in place, put it up on the blog channel. It's a really cool website that I built that allows basically us to create future constitutions that have the future in mind, space stations, space colonies, etc. So anyways, my name is Attorney Walter Not the Third. I'm with Disability Resolution PA, and I just wanted to go through kind of what the future of Social Security disability benefits will be. It will certainly outlive me, but it will very likely it might outlive me. I have a poor diet. I'm always eating fast food on the run. Like having ketchup with French fries is like a big deal for me, which is very sad because I'm always driving and eating at the same time. But my point to you is this, and I want you to understand this fully. There is nothing to worry about when it comes to Social Security benefits, because there's a lot of people watching what's going on right now. They will be refunded, and hopefully the SSI Restoration Act and the Social Security 2100 Act will be passed to some degree. I mean, Hopefully they will. So that was Biden's push. So anyways, I'll catch you guys a little bit later. My name is Attorney Walter, if not the third. Have an absolutely wonderful day. And remember, if you want the most up-to-date information or you want to catch up about something, remember, I go live 8 to 10 every Thursday. So if you have any questions, you want to ask me something about this stuff, do it then. Don't call the law firm from 9 to 5 about questions about like where the program's going and stuff like that, because I just don't have time from 9 to 5 to go ahead and go through that stuff. Call me during the live, 8 to 10 every Thursday. Donate 2 hours to the general public. I'll catch you a little bit later and have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.